Alrighty, so UFC 319 is concluded, and Hamzat had a dominant performance. If you're out of the loop, it was a 5-round domination. I do believe Dricus du Plessis should have been awarded the 5th round. However, you could argue 3 rounds were 10-8 for Hamzat Chimaev. I wouldn't really argue. Probably the 3 rounds where he got a crucifix. Now, with that being said, okay, I do think. Listen, hey, hand up, all right? I thought we were, trending downwards based on that performance. But I do think, matching up a lot of the fighters with Hamzat Chimaev, I think Hamzat Chimaev smokes a lot of these guys and finishes them, and doesn't have a boring as fuck performance like that truly boring performance. Makes Merab Divishvili actually look entertaining. Makes me want to watch Lerone Murphy strike. Makes me want to fucking... actually think Chito Vera's an entertaining fighter because he has split decisions with Corey Sandhagen. Like, these are the type of thoughts I get when I watch that Hamzat Chimaev performance, guys, He should be stricken of all rights of saying, I kill everybody. You ain't killing nobody with those knock-knock fucking punches I've seen. Knock-knock looking punches, alright? Now, what I will say... I'm not too worried about Hamzat's next performance. We'll see. Okay, he's on the boring fraud check. Okay, we're about to see if he's truly boring, and if he's gonna remain champion through boring. We're about to see if he's gonna be actually active or yap about being active and then only fight once a year because he gets the flu. But I do think that performance is kind of shown the UFC's hands. There's so many red flags pointing downward to the quality of UFC fights, and specifically I want to talk about title fights. If we're talking about average fights, okay, I've been watching for roughly about 3 years. I think one of the first fights I actually was paying attention, knew the names, watched the build-up for. That fight was probably Israel Adesanya. Pereira won, and that fight specifically, I at least had I want somebody to win here. And hey, oddly enough, okay, if you've been around for a while on my channel, okay, I was actually on the Israel, damn, this guy works hard, man, I hope he gets this one done. And then when I saw him get knocked out in the 5th, well, knocked out at the time, hey, that sparked a new era in me. The casual belt left, alright, and I put on my hardcore goggles. We went on that Pereira train, and we went all the way to the top. But these next fights coming up, championship-wise, now listen, we're talking about 320. We're talking about 321 onward, right? We're talking about the Paramount Plus era, okay? And if you don't know, Paramount, $7 billion deal with the UFC. Presumably, I don't think it's fully confirmed yet as of recording this video. Maybe it gets confirmed as of me making this video, as I'm making this on the 20th, August 20th, 2025. I do think the Paramount deal, kind of... the pay-per-view, from my understanding, it's going to be a subscription, alright? So you'll probably pay $10, $15 a month American to watch 3 fight cards a month, I believe. I think they're going to be dropping some of them. But regardless of that, I hear they're taking away the pay-per-view bonuses, I guess, for the champions. If that is the case, we might see more Hamzat Chimaev performances. Because why the fuck are they going to risk more being warriors when they can just hug a man for 25 minutes? So that's a red flag. Another red flag is... Listen, I've been around for a while, man. Okay? And by a while, obviously 3 years. Maybe I don't have the ball knowledge like a BJ Penn masterclass performance, okay? Maybe I wasn't around during the Anthony Pettis era, okay, where he was bouncing from 145 all the way up to 170, okay? I was not there for Cowboy Cerrone hitting the cowboy combo, alright, on Alexander Hernandez. I was just there for the highlights afterwards, okay? But I have watched some bangers. Every Volk fight has been fireworks, okay? Even the Lopez one, a little bit boring, alright? But at the end of the day, it was still a good 4 out of 5 rounds. I wouldn't mind watching that again with the boys, Now, if we're looking at, some of the other ones, like Dricus du Plessis, Sean Strickland's, both of them I found pretty entertaining. Just when you thought the Sean Strickland who had staph infection. Everyone just conveniently forgets in the second fight. But, you know, first fight I thought was the closest fight I think I've ever seen. I think you give that decision to both men that night. If there's ever been an awarded draw for both men having such a close fight every round, I would give it that fight, okay? And while I do think there's a little bit more of an argument for Strickland, I think it's literally like 50.01 on the side of Strickland, all right? But I think, you know, some people are going to be coming on my side now that we realize Dricus can't defend a takedown. But regardless, Sean Strickland, Dricus 2, that was entertaining. You had Sean's nose shatter. O'Malley, Cheeto Vera, it looks like it's going to be fucking boring because it's Cheeto Vera and that guy's a punching bag. Ends up being a masterclass. This is what we want to see from strikers in big 2025. Or I think that fight was actually 2024. So that was an entertaining performance. Like, I've been there. Ilia Topuria, obviously. But with these championship fights coming up, okay, with Merab versus Corey Sandhagen, Magomed Ankalaev versus Alex Pereira 2, Islam Makhachev, presumably JDM, I think everyone can predict that. These three, I mean, you know, I'm just saying, if you look at all three of these images, you know, you could say something about relations amongst these three guys. But what I'm trying to say here is, I don't have that spark for these championship fights, okay? DDP Hamzat, the buildup is, okay, if DDP wins, it's because he breaks Hamzat. If Hamzat wins, it's because he breaks DDP early. What we saw is Hamzat have zero conviction and fighting and just wanted to hug a man for 25 minutes. When they were on the feet, he didn't want none of that. He got fucked up 99% of the time on the feet, okay? And I'm sure there's already some fucking Hamzat dick rider just sitting there watching fucking Russian edits, yabba dabba da, you know? No one cares, low bro, okay? I don't care that the stat says 550, okay? When there's only 30 significant strikes, meaning he landed 520 insignificant strikes. Okay? Little bro, alright? Sit down, pipe down, and get your fucking glaze out of here. Actually watch the fights for once, okay? Don't just watch highlights and be like, Hamzat dominated, da 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 da, you know? Fucking Jesus Christ, some of these people, man, rage baiters, I swear. But regardless, there's a spark there. Because you're like, oh, DDP by falling piano, DDP by drawing a circle in the middle, octagon. But regardless, whatever way DDP would have won, it would have been entertaining. Hamzat's performance was not entertaining. It was supposed to be. He shattered Whitaker's front row teeth that Whitaker constantly has injuries over, okay? But, like, there was something there. You know? Diego Lopez, Volkanovski. That one is like a, oh shit, you know, I don't know if Volk still got it, you know, big age, coming off 2 KO losses, like, that's a rough one, you know, but, you know, Lopez, you know, he did pretty much finish Ryan Ortega in round 1, and, you know, this guy's been on a streak, and he's getting a title shot over Evloev, even though Evloev's the last man to beat him, and it's like, Evloev hasn't lost since then. Like, there's so much great narrative and build-up to these fights. And Volkanovski winning is like a feel-good, damn, Unk still got it performance, you know? But man, Lopez is young, he can come back, he can improve. Merab getting a finish over O'Malley too. That is, I'm an O'Malley Glazer. Hey, I'll put my hand up, okay? Alright? I like strikers, okay? Alright? But, yeah, like O'Malley, Merab 2 was not supposed to be that entertaining if Merab won. Merab won in an entertaining way. He got a submission over O'Malley, first finish in 5 years. I believe in 5 years. His last finish was, what, 2019? Yeah, look at all those fucking decisions. 2021, so 4 years. My bad, alright? But yeah, it's just... even when the fights were boring in the build-up, or like, okay, it's probably going to be boring if this guy wins, they ended up being entertaining. Volk having an Unk still got it performance, Merab having a finish over O'Malley, and a very close, okay, you know, 1-1 going into the third, you know what I mean, just saying, okay, in the rematch, okay, maybe the trilogy will be different, guys, but, you know, like, they're close fights that have good moments. That Hamzat fight did not have a single goddamn good moment. And with all these fights, some of these are rematches like Merab O'Malley too. Some of them are fresh fights, like a Lopez Volkanovski. But the important thing, and that's just recent, that's not going, like, we could look at DDP Israel Adesanya. We could look at Sean Strickland DDP 1. You know, we could look at fucking, like, Pantoja. All of Pantoja's performances, okay? Like, we can look at all of those and be like, wow, that was a sick performance in the past couple years. Khamzat, I'm never gonna fucking be like, wow, that was an incredible performance by Khamzat. Because if Khamzat does better now, it's like, damn, how good is DDP able to survive that monster, alright? You know, fucking survive that Marauder for 5 rounds and do that to him in the 5th. You know, that'll be the narrative if Khamzat does well, right? Because we've seen Khamzat do a 5-rounder, and he is by far the most boring 5-rounder of all time, alright? Maybe Kimbo Slice is up there, okay? Maybe Derek Lewis, Francis Ngannou is up there, but Jesus Christ, man, this is a championship title fight, and you're having 3 crucifixes and not able to crucify your opponent while putting them in 3 crucifixes? Are you fucking kidding me? Alright? Anyways. Sorry, just had to rant. It just pisses me off. Anyways. But the problem with the upcoming championship fights is that I genuinely... Like, with Merab O'Malley too, it's like, damn, you know, O'Malley could get it if he's improved, da-da-da-da-da. With Merab... Merab Corey Sandhagen... It is just like Merab wins by any way Merab wants to win. And not like, oh, it's going to be impressive masterclass on the feet. Merab's also a disgusting fucking striker. Terrible striking. Literally a 5th grader, I think, has better striking. Never went to a gym. Probably 200 pounds in 5th grade. That guy probably has better striking than Merab. Okay? But Corey Sandhagen's just washed. He hasn't had it for a while. And he always chokes on every single big performance he's supposed to have. He goes against Umar, dangerous guy in the division, first-ranked opponent, a lot of pressure on Corey, and he has like a, damn, this guy is actually a retard performance. He'd get hit 3 times and be like, okay, I'll land once. Yeah, that's right, I'm up on those numbers. Like, who the fuck is bro fooling? You know? And then, obviously the Figueiredo performance, but that Figueiredo performance was like, round 1, man, like, you have position here. Figueiredo's going for a knee. He's going for a heel hook. He's not finishing it. Just land 4 more punches and you get the TKO. And he just had no urgency. So it's just like Merab wins this. I just can't see Merab losing this, you know? And I'm a Merab hater. I'll say it. I'm a Merab hater. Yeah, I picked him to beat Umar. I pretty much picked him to lose every single other fight. But I did pick him to beat Umar. And I just think Merab's fighting style is shit. It's a terrible representation for the sport. Striking's terrible. His grappling is horrible. The only reason why he's dominant grappling is because he hooks his own gloves for takedowns, so you can't break his wrists. Like, I mean, that's it. That's literally it. That's it. It's terrible. It's not good technique, not a good showcase of mixed martial arts. It's a good showcase of how to get away with cheating in mixed martial arts. Like, it's retarded. Anyways. But Merab is just going to beat Corey Sandhagen. This will probably be a boring fucking decision. Even if Merab gets a finish over Corey Sandhagen, it does nothing because Corey's always lost every title fight. He's lost to... He's beaten a former champ. I think he beat like Marlon Moraes and maybe one other one. But he's lost to everybody else. He lost to Peter Yan. He lost to Aljo. He's going to lose to Merab. And listen, if Corey gets the upset in Big 2025... I'll take everything I just said back. But it's not going to happen. You know it. I know it. I don't think this is a fucking secret. Corey Sandhagen's going to lose, and it's going to be boring. It's going to be Corey just standing there, staring at him. Merab doing his dumb little fucking, yeah, running in like a retard. It's just going to be shit, you know? And then we have Ankalaev Pereira, too. Ankalaev Pereira won. That was interesting. You know, you have a semi-undefeated, but Paul Craig still owns this man's soul. You know, shout out to Paul Craig. But you have a semi-undefeated prospect in Magomed Ankalaev, former kickboxer, who has a V at the end of his name and is Russian, so everyone normally assumes that this guy's going to shoot takedowns. And then you have Pereira, a guy who got taken down by Israel Adesanya, And were there moments in the first fight that were like kind of interesting where Pereira defended every single takedown of Ankalaev's? You defended all 11, I want to say, takedowns of Ankalaev, and even throwing Ankalaev to the ground, making him look like an absolute bitch. Yeah. And was it a close fight? 2-3? Or sorry, 3-2? Ankalaev? Yeah. Yeah. You know, maybe 4-1. You could argue 4-1 Ankalaev. But this rematch is just like, Pereira's gotten older. He's lost all his aura. Sure, he can still be the man, alright? But there's no, like, clear path to victory here other than Pereira by fluky KO, you know? Catching him after getting nutshotted, you know? There's no, like, in the first fight, yeah, he defended all the takedowns. Now Ankalaev, his job is to learn how to actually shoot a proper takedown instead. That's all he needs to do. He secures this win. And even then, Ankalaev showed he's fine with being a boring bitch. Standing on the outside. Oh, I just landed a jab? Now I can wait until he hits me because I'm ahead. And he just sits there on his bike waiting for something to happen. You know? And, like, listen, Pereira could get this one done. Maybe he does land that left hook. But he's gotten older. I'm not really questioning the power. But he's been injured for so long. This is probably going to be his last fight. If I'm kind of predicting it's probably going to be his last fight, especially if he loses. Like, there's no real reason for him to fight contenders. He's like 38 now. Like, it's just, like, Ankalaev's just going to win this one, man. You know? Like, there's not going to be any fun parts about it. Did Ankalaev wobble Pereira pretty bad in round 2? By the end of round 2? In the first fight? Sure. Could he get a finish here? Sure, but he's finishing on a damn near fucking pushing 40 Pereira. Who the fuck cares? People are gonna look back at that like, damn, man, he finished Pereira. Yeah, a 40-year-old man. I'd fucking hope so, alright? Being a young prospect he is, but he is 33, you know? Hey, Leon started falling off at 33. Maybe Ankalaev falls off at 33, we'll see. But, yeah, it's just like boring because you know the outcome and you know the other guy just has no chance. And maybe this is where I take all my words back because I'm completely wrong. Ankalaev gets smoked. Maybe. All right. Maybe this is the time where it's like I'm sort of dejected from these fights, not really interested, and something happens and it's like that spark hits. But I don't have that spark, man. I don't have that flint and steel when I see these fights. You know? And it's like, fuck, man. In the last 3 years, this is like the first time it's happened where this end part of the year, I just don't care about the results of the main event. Like, if Ankalaev wins, great. Then we have another one fight a year fucking champion. Wow. You know? Another boring striker to add to the list. Woo! I should say boring fighter, because he doesn't just strike, because he does shoot takedowns and fail them. And get put on his ass. But regardless, it's just like, bro, it's just boring as fuck. And then Islam JDM. And if Islam, I swear to God, looks at that Hamzat Chimaev performance and is like, brother, this guy, he take down too impressive, brother. Listen, brother, I need to take page from his book, you know, and just starts fucking shooting takedowns on JDM and keeping JDM down and making it boring and hugging him against the cage. Islam shown he's no problem doing that to Volkanovski. He did it round 4 in the first fight. Has he had highlights since then? Sure, but he's due for a fucking boring goddamn decision, you know? Sick fight against Poirier, good fight against Renato Moicano after getting knocked down. We all know it wasn't off balance. You know, fluky head kick to Volkanovski, you know, great win over Charles Oliveira, but he's just due for a boring decision. And like, bro, like, just for a second, yeah, put yourself in Islam's shoes, okay? He's gonna get paid less money to fight a more dangerous opponent in JDM than most of the lightweight division, alright? Most of the guys on his fucking record, okay? I think we can agree JDM's probably more dangerous than Volkanovski. Dangerous! I'm talking I'm not saying better. Dangerous than a guy like Alexander Volkanovski, especially off the couch. More dangerous than Oliveira, I think, overall. Not necessarily submission, but with the hands, you know. And probably more dangerous than a 37-year-old Dustin Poirier. One fight from retirement, I'd say so. But Renato Moicano, 24-hour short notice, you know, it's just like, shit like this, man. Like, Jesus fucking Christ, this guy's got such a gifted goddamn title run. Anyways, but it's just like, Islam, there's rumors, okay, rumors that he spends like millions on his training camp. Now he's gonna get paid less because of the Paramount deal. Now, I don't know for sure, but obviously these are the rumors. And if you're Islam getting told you're getting paid less, why the fuck would he be incentivized to strike with Bilal Muhammad? And I'll just keep it a buck. I like JDM. Yeah, I did pick against JDM. I picked Bilal purely because I thought Leon Edwards was a good fighter, you know, and that's my bad. But, like, Bilal was one round in that fight away from beating JDM. Like, it was a 3-2. There were close rounds. He was out pressuring fucking JDM. He was taking JDM shots just fine. There's very little times where he got wobbled. Sure, he got bloodied a few times. But it's just like, can't anyone else just see Islam riding the back? Getting a takedown, riding the back similar to Volk. Now, JDM is lengthier. Maybe that'll play a factor. But JDM's also been held down before by, I know, a guy on roids. But it's just like, I just see it now because Khamzat Chimaev's performance is in my brain, you know? Like, the MMA gods are speaking to me and they're showing me these visions, and it's just like, fuck, man. Like, I just want fun, entertaining, like, a KO. Like, if you told me Aaron Pico, the guy I watched lose to Gabriel Santos, even though it was a robbery decision, if you told me that guy was going to get a spinning elbow fucking KO after any of his fights in the UFC, I would have said you're retarded. If you were like, yeah, man, I just think Lerone, you know, he's got that nice game. I think he's just going to spinning elbow a guy like Aaron Pico. I've never seen Aaron Pico's performances. I picked Lerone Murphy. On my fucking bucket list, it would have never said Lerone Murphy gets a KO. I'll tell you that much, okay? So, it's just, if Lerone Murphy is having a more entertaining fight than the champions these days, it's like, oh, I'm gonna fucking lose my mind, man. Like, what is this sport becoming, bro? Yeah, it's not that bad. Like, I'd say overall, name values have gone down, but performances of most of the fights have gone up. Most of the fights, I'd say, have gone up like 70%, 66%, some shit like that, where I just think a lot more fighters, you know, the Kevin Vallejoses, Malcolm Wellmaker, like, people like that, they're coming up, they're having good performances, you know, Gene Matsumoto, even a pretty good fighter there. You know, Joe Anderson Brito, I know his last one was kind of a stinker. Charles Jourdain, like, there's a lot of sneaky unranked fighters that have really good performances. Fuck, Bobby Green is probably still having good performances in terms of entertainment value. Okay, you know, the classic Bobby Green type style, but it's just like, I just don't care about any of these title fights. Like, I'm genuinely more interested in a Brian Battle's next fight than I am in fucking Merab Corey Sandhagen, because I just know Merab wins, and it doesn't matter. Like, he's just going to win. You know, I'm genuinely more interested in, let me think of I'm genuinely more interested in, like, a Mavov Caio Bahalio than Ankalaev Pereira. Like, I never thought I'd ever be more interested in a Mavov over a Pereira fight. Like, never in my wildest fucking dreams since I've been watching the sport. So it's crazy to think about how just, like, shit these cards are gonna probably be in terms of performances. And I don't mean, like, Ankalaev's a shit kickboxer. He's a good striker. I'll give him that, okay? But it is just, like, it's going to be boring. There's not going to be any risks taken, and it's just going to be safe out the fucking, what's it called? You know, breaking the distance in the void, jab, run away, wait for something to happen. Oh, you leg kicked me? Okay, jab. Ha, I'm up on the numbers. What are you going to do, Pereira? Oh, it's 2 minutes? Shoot a takedown. Like, it's just, I do genuinely think we're going to be in a rough span of title fights. And you can say, well, it's on the fighter to figure out how to defend the fucking takedown. Sure. I'm not going to disagree with you, but I'm coming at it as a fan. I want entertainment. I want blood. I want violence. I want to see a Muay Thai striker go against a fucking karate style striker and they fucking battle it out. You know, I want to see a jiu-jitsu specialist, all right, like Juliana Rosa, okay, fucking guillotine a lot of these fucking prospects coming up or some shit, you know? Like, I want to see that, you know? I want to see I want to see wars, man. I just want to see bloodbaths, and I just feel like we're out of that era. We're in the era of hug. You can't knee me in this position, so I'm just gonna fucking hug the canvas until I get my opportunity to get up. Oh, what's that? I'm gonna sit here getting 20 knees to the thigh that does absolutely fucking nothing, and the ref is just gonna sit there and watch for 2 minutes? Okay. Like, it's just not fun anymore. And yeah, I'm not talking about the whole thing. I'm just talking about the title fights. You know, I'm sure there's some decent fights coming up. Like, I haven't looked at any of the, well, I've seen some of the prelims, but, like, just getting into prep. Google's not fucking working, of course. Google's not fucking working. Let me just type in UFC. UFC 200, UFC 320. Yeah, we have, you know, Yuri Prohaska, Khalil Roundtree. That should be a banger. I can't see that being boring. You know, a boost, Joe Pyfer. Could be boring. In today's day and age, bro, Joe Pyfer is almost like the middleweight Ankalaev at this point. Just with more power. Like, this guy's a fucking... Oh, I'm up on the numbers? I won that round? I won the round? Coach, I won that round? Okay. And then he takes the next round off. Like, it's just... Like, just put the fries in the bag, alright? Go out there and die for my amusement. That's all I'm asking, okay? I don't think that's too much to ask for. But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about. Wanted to rant. Wanted to get off my chest. Because I've been thinking about it for a while. Because these next fights, man, like, hey. Bless our Lord and Savior, though, Tom Aspinall. But even Tom Aspinall, man, we're going to see him go out there and smoke Zero Gun in a minute. And it'll be like, oh, well, that was fun for a minute. Now I got to wait 9 months to watch a bunch of... Nurmagomedov, Magomedov, Shemaev. Fucking just hug people for 25 minutes. Yeah, that sounds like fun. But yeah, just wanted to rant. Maybe leave a comment if you agree, disagree. Are we in the dark age? Is it maybe not so bad? Am I over-exaggerating? Leave a comment down below, you know. Voice your disagreements, agreements, whatever. If you made it all the way to the end of the video, I want to thank you for watching. And as always, hope you have a good day.